position is about the proposed action by the NLC. Now, if you're not aware, the NLC has given the telecom companies the 1st of March as the deadline for them to act and shut down operations, thanks to the proposed tariff hike. Now, this was the position of organized labor. They also said that Nigerians should boycott telecom services for a couple of days, from 11 in the morning till, say, 3 in the afternoon. But the NSCDC, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, did not find that funny. So they warned the NLC, the Nigeria Labour Congress, against its planned March 1 shutdown of telecommunication services in response to the recent 50% tariff hike. The spokesman of the NSCDC, Babawale Afolabi, in an interview, said the agency has deployed operatives to base stations to prevent any illegal action by the protesters. He expressed concerns over the potential risk the NLC's action could pose to national security and public safety. And why it's important that the NSCDC, I know there are lots of N's here, made this statement is because their mandate is to protect critical national infrastructure, including telecoms. So I have the spokesperson of the NSCDC on the phone with me. He is Mr. Babawale Afolabi. Thank you, Mr. Afolabi, for joining us. How are you doing, sir? Hello, are you there?
Program.
Hello?
I'm with you.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, I just read the report, and it clearly states your position, but would like to hear directly from you. What was the call by the NSCDC on the proposed action by Labour?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I want you to know something that the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, under the leadership of our Commandant General Dr. Hamid Abubakar, we have much respect for the organized labor, most especially the fundamental human rights.
Okay.
But it is our statutory responsibility to protect all our critical national assets and infrastructure, most especially the ones that can jeopardize the economic and security well-being of the country. So we know they have the right to protect. But at the same time, we have the right to protect all our critical national assets and infrastructure. So we respect their rights and what they're about to do. But what we are particular about is that we want it to be peaceful. And we don't want it to be hijacked by miscreants. So that's why I have to say what I said the other time. And
okay.
That's it.
All right. So at what point could a demonstration pose a national risk? Because that is your concern. What could make it become a security threat?
That's when it's been hijacked by the good and we don't want that to happen. So, let me first say again that NSCDC will want to appeal to the organized people to toe the line of dialogue and shun any act of protest. Already officers are members of the Corps. They've been deployed, more especially those at the state level, because in all the specific of the federation staff are connected. And involve the several from some local government, we have stations. And even in the 80% of all the stations, we have outposts because we want to bring security down to the grassroots level. So wherever we have all critical national assets and infrastructure, the commandant he has informed all the necessary technical commandants and all the people involved to make sure they deploy their men so that we won't have any bad thing going on in some of our remote areas. So we're still employing them to go for that because we generally know that missions they might hijack the protest. So that's the reason why.
Okay. Now, Labour would say, or have already said, because we've had conversations with them as well, that they have deployed the strategy of dialogue. We tried, talking it out, and it's not yielding anything. So they have decided to go on this action. They would also claim that they are fighting for the rights of Nigerians, including officials of the NSCDC, which means yourself included. Yeah. So how would you respond to the position that organizations like the Corps, like the NSCDC, might be prioritizing corporate interest over public concern?
We can do that. I wanted to understand something. If the NLC is they concluded by going further by having the protest, they don't have any option that to even protect the protesters. So far, they are doing it according to the law. So that's it. Even if they're going to, if they eventually going to have the protest by March 4th, definitely everybody has to be on ground to make sure it's a peaceful one. So we are not. I believe you understand.
Yeah, I do. And if it does not end up peaceful, if they attempt to shut down what you're protecting, or it is hijacked, based on the concern you raised, are there legal consequences for these actions?
Well, as you say, here in Nigeria, we have law guides everything. We are not we are not saying they shouldn't do whatever they want to do. So far, it didn't go against the law. But if it goes against the law, definitely anyone that does that will be arrested.
Okay, will be arrested.
But I keep telling you that we deployed all our personnel to man us in all strategic places all over the federation. Yeah.
Okay. Now, besides the protection of critical infrastructure, what else falls under the purview of the NSCDC? If I were trying to explain the function of the corps to a non-Nigerian or a child, and someone says, how do you differentiate what they do from the police? How exactly would you explain your role in society?
Well, NSCDC, we follow with lots of responsibilities and we have a problem. But at the same time, there are some things we go together for the sister agencies, more especially in maintaining law and order and, people in society, most especially the critical national assets and infrastructure. That's the first one.
Okay.
Also, all the private guys companies all over the federation, we license them, we train them. Aside that, we have what is called the algorithm, and this happens to be the mediators between the farmers and the herders. And the work of our intelligence department can be overemphasized. Even the software with that ammunition, the work of intelligence has been the main thing we've been doing after security and civil defense corps. Also, in terms of disaster management, we don't pray for disasters to happen in our society or in our community. We have man-made disaster, we have natural disaster.
Yeah.
If any of this happens, definitely one of the departments and not just at the national headquarters, we have it in all the states of the federation. All the divisions, all the 7 divisions. So these are part of the things we're doing. We necessarily not responsibilities, but to work to join us together with other sister agencies, maintaining law and protecting life and property. And it's not trying, what's to, overlap. For instance, now we arrest some immigrants. Definitely, we're going to do our work diligently, and we're going to transfer the case to the Nigerian situation. Hope you understand. Or for instance, maybe we need a rest of people with cannabis, or maybe with marijuana. Definitely, we transfer the case to NDN. So maybe we have a case of homicide. Definitely, we transfer the case to the Nigerian police. So these are how we work together. Security is a collective responsibility.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
All right. Finally, Mr. Afolabi, what qualifies as critical infrastructure? Thanks to this report, we know that telecom falls under that. But what else is a critical infrastructure that you are supposed to protect?
You see, critical infrastructure is every commodity and everything that has to do with that government property. Even as we are presenter, you are part of a critical national asset, you understand? And
Okay.
after that, all the railway, so many other things, not just telecommunications, all the power stations and the other things that has to do with the government property. These are the things we protect.
Okay.
Critical national assets and infrastructure.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Afolabi, for your time. We truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right.
Well,
So there you have it. Conversations with the spokesperson of the NSCDC. They have said to Labour that it is their duty to protect critical infrastructure, and telecoms falls under that. In the event that you want to demonstrate, you want to protest, ensure that you do not destroy anything. Also, it's important that the protest is not hijacked. And it's one of the many concerns when Nigerians say they want to protest, not just from the NSCDC, even the police force. One of the many positions they hold is that it might be hijacked. They have it on intelligence that the protest might be hijacked. Well, the question for you as we get close to this break is, do you support the NLC's planned telecom shutdown? They have demonstrated, they have given deadlines, they have attempted to talk with the authorities. There was a 10-man committee, if I'm not mistaken, that was set up. There was time given, and now they're saying that they have from now to March to work on the tariff hike. Else, they will shut down telecom operations. Are you in support of this move by the NLC? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Chief Comrade. I am Bree.
Go ahead.
Yes, my question to the NSCDC boss is that where we're him when they're increasing the tariff, are they not trying to scatter the national facility by increasing the tariff without ensuring that they give Nigerians good and a very robust service? Where were the NCDC when you can make a call that your call has not gone, but they are just reducting your money? When there is no network, they reduct your money. Where were the NLCD's board? And also, let him ensure that it's also to protect the citizens of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you. I remain Chief Comrade. I am Braid.
All right. Thank you very much. I am Braid. We have a break coming up. After that, we talk some more. Please stay with us. Sam Oracle Chinedu here. And for this hour, we've been having conversations around the warning by the NSCDC to the NLC against the planned shutdown of telecom services over the tariff hike. And the NSCDC warned that the planned March 1 shutdown of telecom services in response to the recent 50% hike. The spokesman, who I just spoke to on the phone, said the agency has deployed operatives to the base stations to prevent any illegal action by the protesters. He expressed concerns over the risk that the action could pose to national security and public safety. Now, the reason why NSCDC is responding or reacting is because one of their core mandates is the protection of critical infrastructure. And telecoms falls under that sector. So one might ask, but why haven't they spoken since? Well, this one time, they figured that this protest could affect what they are saddled with the responsibility of protecting. And so they are saying, NLC, you have the right to protest, you have the right to make demands, but please do not destroy what we protect. Do not let the protest be hijacked, and ensure that you do it within the provisions of the law. So that is their concern. Now, my question for you is, do you support the NLC's planned telecom shutdown, which is for March 1st, according to them, if nothing changes, that is happening? Secondly, if telecom services are shut down, how would it affect your work and daily life? It's definitely going to affect my work because I rely on the phone lines to hear from you. I rely on different platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, to get your messages. For other people, it affects them to different degrees. But call me and tell me, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Remember that the chairman of NLC in River State, Alex Agwanwo, said there was satisfactory compliance by workers on the directive to boycott mobile operator services in the state. Now, last week, the NLC had said that we should boycott mobile operations from, I think it's 11 to 3. I need to get the time right. And the River State NLC chairman said, well, there was quite a compliance right here in Rivers.
At this level, everybody is supposed to switch off their phones, go off online for 3 hours. That has been implemented from yesterday. Yesterday, the feedback was okay. I think we are continuing today. Yeah, we have a compliance team now. I was also trying to press on numbers to see whether they're off or on. So I think yesterday, from what we gathered, the compliance was very, very, very interesting. You can see that even SCMC made a statement that they are reversing the policy. So members of the union, to all members of NLC, on the reports, the compliance level is very satisfactory.
Okay. So questions begging answers. Daughter calls from Gokana. Good evening, daughter.
Hi.
Good evening.
Sam.
Hello.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Yes. You are asking if I support?
Yes, the NLC's proposed shutdown of telecom services.
Yes.
Okay.
My answer is yes.
Why?
Because, yes, what I'm going through these days, if the phone is not going through, they'll just cut you halfway, and then they will still collect your money. Sam, that one pains me hard. They will not allow you to complete what you are saying. Yes, they deduct your money.
Oh, my.
In that way, it's not good.
Okay.
And then, how will I survive if you asking?
Yes. How would you survive?
The sacrifice. Yes, I want to do away for that. Whether it's 1 week, I will wait. As far as this export they are doing now will bring any positive results, I will start enduring. I will not call you. I will not call anybody. I will just stay and let them correct all these wrongs.
Okay.
That's my position, Sam.
Do you have any business that is reliant on communication?
Of course we do, but we have to pay the sacrifice. You have to carry the cross before the star.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll support them this time around.
All right. And how long do you think...
You,
okay, well, daughter, let me let you go. So she says, yes, she definitely supports the move if that will bring about the much needed solution. Now, earlier I talked about the boycott from last week. It says people should ignore telecom services for 3 hours. And the River State chairman of the NLC said, yeah, there was compliance. But a Port Harcourt-based lawyer, Sosaliprim Long Williams, says that the boycott is impractical.
Very impossible. But NSC has lost focus. Who will run their businesses? People that run their business online, they're telling them to boycott. How would they run their business? Is that the problem we have in Nigeria? We have a strong economy. Will anybody complain about tariff? We have a very poor economy, poorly managed economy. Our income has been reduced. Inflation is very high. Purchasing power is so reduced that Nigerians are going through hell. Is that what Nigerians are thinking about? They're telling us that we should not run our business because tariff was increased. How is that feasible? How does that concern NLC in the first place? Is that a labor issue? Please, I beg, they should allow us.
Okay, so dissenting views. JJ is on the phone and he calls from PH Town. Hello, JJ.
Sam, I greet you this evening.
Good evening.
Yes, no.
Go ahead.
Our people say something that we didn't eat stone before granite came, and we will not eat stone at all at the end of the day. And that's the situation we find ourselves right now. Especially the way things are going up. If these people are not checked, my brother, what will remain by the time we deduct all these things is going to shock you. For me, I think I support the move for the boycott. It's just, how will I put it now? It's just something we just need to do to show them sample that, look, Nigerians can do it. And I think my own thinking is that majority of Nigerians will want to do this. I don't know the person that is talking about, is that why the NSC should do this? Why NSC should do that? After Nelson Mandela, at those days in South Africa, knows that he can stay on his own and enjoy himself. He can even be a lawyer to the government at that time and make money and live his life peacefully. But you saw what he went through. So I think the sacrifice for a better Nigeria is what we say, oh, what is this and what is this is that. But I think we have a difference because we are the ones that are paying, and the good that is left is going ahead. Not the cry for the bond is not as high as it should be. And you just make calls that somebody don't hear you, the next they don't cut your money. At times the money is money.
Oh my.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Is that how we should go? So it's not making any sense to me. So personally, I want to join.
Now, JJ, how...
Before granite come, will not eat stone. So I can stay for 3-4 hours a day. I'm not that...
Okay, so if it goes beyond a day, right, you have to get back.
Even if it is 1 year, within the period, by the time they check what they have done to themselves, they will know that they don't need to dear Nigerians. See, Sam, don't be surprised though. You can just open your line. Nobody will call you. Forget to.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because it's let's take Nigerian Info for example. We can both relate to how the station works. Even for this conversation to happen between you and I, there has to be some connectivity. Yeah. So imagine if people comply with that directive. Imagine what will happen to our shows.
We can decide to say, since Nigeria Info is a good station, we break the rule. But those other ones, my brother, against a civil, I will say it again. Before granite come, we will not eat stone. I will not eat stone.
Well, we can find a way. Whoever wants to contribute can come to our gate and tell us directly, or post a letter or send someone. It's still.
I hope you have not forgotten that construction work are still ongoing in that area. If you're coming from Luke, before you go turn, come back, then the program must have finished now.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, JJ. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see how that plays out. Over to WhatsApp. Sam, it's unfortunate that the NSCDC of yesterday is now challenging the NLC. That was begging government to confirm them as government agency. Because of politics, they are coming against protecting NLC. That's even fighting for them. I cry for Nigeria. Emmanuel from Iwofe. Well, Emmanuel, it's about jurisdiction. Like I said, there is a threat that something they protect might be damaged. If I put you in charge, say, Emmanuel, you're in charge of this house. I'm going to work and I'll be back in 5 hours. Now you will do everything to protect the house. If there is any threat, it doesn't matter who the threat is from. And the person might say, I see Emmanuel of yesterday. Look at this boy. This small boy. That's not your business. You're doing your job. Marcus calls from Woji. Good evening, Marcus.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening. I'm well. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. So I'll shoot straight,
Okay.
First, I don't support the NLC protest.
Why?
Because, are we being serious right now? MTN recharge card has been 400 naira since solution go about from just time till now. And we think that we are still getting 400 naira value with all the inflation that have happened to naira? Is it because the numbers are going to change that we think that they have started shortchanging us? The price has gone up since. They're only making it official. Just think along with me. You have been back 1,000 since 2002. Even pure water that we used to buy 5 naira is now 250 naira, 150 naira. And we think that 400 naira card was 400.
But Marcus, if you think about it, the real problem is not the hike, it's the quality of service.
The issue of quality of service is neither here nor there.
No. It's not. No. It is not. It is somewhere. If you and I can make clearer calls, if we have connectivity, if we have faster internet, I think we will be willing to pay more for that.
But Sam, you will agree with me that internet is faster than it was 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, come on, Marcus.
Unrealistic?
Come on, we are
Remember the days of Cyber Cafe? Remember the days of BlackBerry? Are you telling me that BlackBerry was faster than Android and iOS phone that we have now?
Yeah, but the thing about the days of Cyber Cafe was that internet connectivity was not decentralized. We didn't have as much access to it on our mobile phones as we do now.
I am saying that we are better off than we used to be. The truth of the matter is that we cannot expect recharge cards, data costs to remain the same in a country where today I went to my bank to borrow money and the percentage interest is 39%. All telephone masts, remember when it was MTEL, when NITEL first came in, MTEL was using transformer. Which mast is using transformer? Today, diesel used to be 250 naira per liter. Diesel is now 1,150. And that is what is powering all the masts around your area. And somebody saying you shouldn't increase price. Are we being realistic right now?
Well, there is need for an increase. I had conversations with, I can't remember who, and he said the last time...
Number two, this is the same NLC that didn't shut down NFPC when they jacked petrol price from 190 to 1,000 something that we are buying now. And they have their guts and their country to go and be threatening communication companies. No,
Marcus, in the defense of labor, they made statements, they threatened protest. I remember then there were things that they said. So while this...
Why did they compromise? Why did they follow through? Why didn't they shut down the country for fuel price?
While you might not support this current move, right? You have to cut labor some slack.
Zoom or Telegram or WhatsApp. Who will give them data to have the meeting?
Okay. Well, thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.
Madiba calls from Transamadi. Hello, Madiba.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Okay, evening,
Go ahead, please.
Well, I wonder, Oracle. Sorry, I'm not deviating, but taking you back, let me remind us something.
All right, please turn off your radio.
Sorry, is it better now? Sorry.
Yes, I believe it is. Go ahead.
In this country, first, national, what do they call it, civil defense, do not have the capacity. If labor come out and mass in their numbers, then civil defense do not have the capacity, they do not have the manpower to mount all MTN and all the network, the stations. They do not have the manpower. That is one. Two, we had in this country these same companies from South Africa. There was a judgment, I don't know if people have forgotten, about DSTV subscription of doing a turnover. If I subscribe and peradventure I travel, it should remain. If I come, I can turn it over. There was a judgment like that, and Nigerian government, civil defense, police did not enforce it. Just last year, they said 1st of May, they will increase tariff. Somebody went to court, and our court ruled that they should suspend action pending the determination. They refused an increased price. The police, the civil defense, nobody came and forced. Nobody asked them anything. Today we are paying the new price. What country are we? That the country that will not stand by its people? And in that so-called case, the Attorney General and everybody that is entitled, that is supposed to be sued, is part of it, is sued, and never implemented, never has the company to obey those laws, pending the determination. And now, the common thing that is, as much as I am not in total listening with the labor, but now that they say, look, leave this thing, let the commodity, brought is too much, it's too hard for these common people. Civil defense that of yesterday, like somebody said, that do not have the capacity. What is their total manpower? What is their total manpower across the federation?
Okay.
According to local party, they say the Nyanyampu, they just make
let me respond to you, Madiba, to the best of my knowledge, and not speaking for the NSCDC. First of all, even the police does not have the manpower to hold Nigerians back if they want to protest. I don't think, right, that there's any country in the world, I might be wrong, that has enough officers to hold back the citizens if they want to protest. It doesn't matter how sophisticated, because the people will always outnumber security officials. That's always going to happen, right? So for the question of they may not have the manpower, yes, they wouldn't.
Not they may not, they don't have.
Okay, they don't have the manpower. The police does not have the manpower as well.
They say critical government infrastructure.
Yes.
This is a private company, and nobody has told them that they are coming to destroy their property.
So
there's a critical government infrastructure with a priority as oil pipeline and all that. This is a private-owned company. What is it telling Nigerians? Please check their acts there.
I've lost my train of thought, right? So I can't remember what I was supposed to say.
Don't lose anything. This is a private company. They have a critical government infrastructure with a priority with oil infrastructure, oil pipeline. So this is this is not NITEL. These are all private companies. So
okay.
It's not telling Nigerians the practical truth.
Thank you, Madiba.
And nobody has said they are coming to destroy things. They want to shut the protest. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will remember what I was going to say and get back. Chima calls from GRA. Hello, Chima. Okay, I've lost that call. I'll have to take messages on Facebook. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can watch, listen, and drop comments on those platforms. On Facebook, Ami for Ernest says, the telecoms are hard on the suffering Nigerian masses. The cost of energy is affecting the telecom too. NLC action would just be a waste of time as usual. I played with telecoms to reduce its increment minimally. Ami for Ernest says. And Lovely Amadi says they should not go there. That's all he simply says. Amity Prince, they can't do it. NLC end at the era of Oshomole. The current NLC cannot do anything. Amity Prince says. And Mishak simply says, yes, so. Okay, back to the phone lines. Akanto calls from Bori. Hello, Akanto.
Oracle, my own man and my own friend. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing this evening, Oracle?
I'm well.
Yes, critical aspect. I want to say that I am in full support of protest. Just like one of the callers here said, that even nursing matters inconvenient himself. Let me tell you, inconvenient himself. He knows the route to even come out of that dragnet that time and go and compromise to go with the federal government of Nigeria and go. But he lay his life for his people and for the Niger Delta. There are some certain sacrifices we make for posterity or for the benefit of us who are living now. Look at the kind. Sometimes I'll be calling, they started this program now, I'll be calling two of my line. No one is connecting. No one is connecting. In one of the sister radio stations, also one of the sister they'll be calling, 3 of the line was dead. And the money is going to go, the money, they are collecting your money. So for me, I am supporting the protest where it can affect us through what can disturb us so much is the transactional mode of communication we are having now that you set agenda for us as the info where we call in, we voice our own bias sentiment, and Nigeria will also use as a policy. So that's the only way we can. And again, POS, those who operate POS machines, I know that they use some of this network for their POS machine. It can stop for that 1 or 2 or 3 days. So for Nigeria, have so much responsibility to educate and inform public as you are starting so do for this protest. Consumer, prepare yourself. You want to collect money from the bank, go inside the bank, collect money from the bank because POS use service. We cannot access it. Nigeria people will make their program, and this agenda sends a certain program for us. You cannot call, you should also listen. Always listen to Oracle.
Now I can hear you.
Making our own comments. So Nigeria Labour Congress have so much work to do. But to me and the individual, let us make this sacrifice so we can get something better for us and for the posterity to come.
Okay.
So I don't know what we are suffering for this network calling. But anyway, before the calling, we are also sending letters to our people. I just will start to send letters to their beloved ones who are far away from here. Prepare Nigeria Labour Congress to also prepare the man of Nigeria. We cannot make call. Have to write later now to send your beloved ones who are outside your vicinity.
All right.
I might take this evening, Oracle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akanto. I think that NIPOST have been doing delivery of packages, if I'm not mistaken, because something that was supposed to come for me from abroad, I was told to go to the post office to go pick it up. So if we're to go by Akanto's position, we'll have to post letters again. But there is need for an upgrade of services, service delivery, the quality of the service. And there are so many ways that this affects people, right? It's easy to come on radio and talk about, I'm in support or I'm not in support. But if you break it down, you'd realize that your life is tied to connectivity. Your bank accounts, the transfers you do, every day we pay for something. This evening, somebody somewhere is buying petrol at a station. They will pay with their card. Those POS devices need network. I had an experience last Friday. It was frustrating. It was embarrassing. It was everything. There's a podcast that is outside this country where I'm a guest. So I have to join them virtually. I had been informed. It was time. I'd set up my phone, my camera. I had a Wi-Fi of this network, a Wi-Fi of another network, just in case I use my own phone to, share hotspot and do all of that. And we started, welcome Sam from Nigeria. And I'm like, hey, hi, how you doing? And at some point, I became a rapper. I think that the people are, it started freezing. I'm like, what? And we had to end. I reconnected to this network, reconnected to the other network. At some point, they had to let me go. Guess what? It's not Sam Oracle Chinedu. It is, I'm now representing my people with poor network. The host was in UK. Obviously, they had better service. And whether or not you've had this personal experience, it's you obviously need for the system to work. And should there be a tariff hike? Let's be honest, there should. There should. To what degree might be the argument? But if Nigerians can get better service delivery, if you can make calls and it's top-notch quality, if you can connect, you can transact, and you have faith in the service that you're getting, we will be willing to pay the money. That's a fact. Chima calls from GRA. Hello, Chima.
Good evening, Mr. Sam.
Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Sam, I do not think Nigeria does not want a hike in communication. But
Okay.
I can tell you, it shouldn't be 200%. You understand? And like you said, we are not having the quality service, required. And there are some disparity on this charge, on how they charge on their data and all that. It's not even straightforward. I can tell you for free. Then why is it sometimes when somebody is talking on the phone, you are not hearing the next person? Yes, money goes just like that. Airtime just go like that. So we have all these disparities and all that. So nobody's saying don't increase. It must not be 200%. I don't understand why increase to 200%. Now, right now, SMS now is 6 naira.
Yeah, 6
You
naira.
understand? Even as I'm talking to you now, you can see that this is not clear.
Well, this one is clear, Chima. I heard you. But yeah, I get it. I think at some point, my guest, who I spoke to in the first half of this hour, I couldn't hear him at some point. And it is frustrating because the biggest telecom company in this country, the one with the largest market share, has been doing this business for over 20 years. If you're into any business for 20 years, there is a level of excellence you should have attained. We cannot still have drop calls and poor network and, oh my goodness. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. Oh well, let me clear my messages. Sam, good afternoon. Tell Joe Ajaero and his NLC members to sheathe their swords. If they insist on their boycott on telecom companies, they should march the streets of Nigeria with their biological children. As for me, I will not boycott any telecom company. They should have a rethink and continue having talks with appropriate authorities, including the House Committee, members on telecoms in the National Assembly, and minister in charge of that ministry. Clinton, Mr. Fresh, says on WhatsApp. Sunday says, Sam Chinedu to welcome development. I'm fully in support of the NLC shutdown on telecom companies. The guest in the studio is telling us how critical are the public infrastructure, but he fails to understand that nothing is as critical as impoverishing the people with the company and slave policy. The real infrastructure should be about the people and not otherwise. The people have the right to protest. I'm in support of it. Being charged so exorbitantly on data, SMS, and calls. That's from Pastor Sunday from Rumi Ibo. The next comment reads, anyone engaging in such protests is either unrealistic, narrow-minded, supported by political elements, or using Turaya. Oh my goodness, the Turaya reference. I remember where people were using Turaya to... I don't own or invest in telecoms, but if I own any, I will embark on the boycott of customers for 1 month or leave the country for Nitel. My goodness, what's with the nostalgia? Amifor says, the telecoms are hard on the sufferings of Nigerian masses. The cost of energy is affecting the telecoms too. NLC action would just be a waste of time as usual. I plead with the telecom companies to reduce its increment minimally. Okay. ONHS says, good evening. I support the move by NLC provided it will bring positive results to Nigerians. Ezequiel Henry says, good day. I think the planned shutdown of all telecom services across the country by the NLC on the first day of March is not a good idea. They should call the parties involved on a round table to meet for peace to reign. Bakata from Ozuaha community. They've met on countless round tables, and I've jokingly asked, why are the tables always round? It is for the failure of the engagement of that round table that the NLC is marching on the 1st of March. And my final comment on WhatsApp, the statement by the NSCDC on the planned protest is a gang-up by the government against her citizens, and it is anti-democratic. Against the Constitution, citizens have the right to peaceful protest, while the police protect protesters. Best, Import Hackett says. Well, it's almost 5. It's time for the news update. March 1st is literally next door. Let's watch and wait. But more importantly, hope that we get better service. That's the most important. I'll leave you with the words of Long Williams, the lawyer who disagrees with the NLC's boycott directive, describing it as impractical. And then we'll have the news update
Very impossible. But NLC has lost focus. Who will run their businesses? People that run their business online, they're telling them to boycott. How would they run their business? Is that the problem we have in Nigeria? We have a strong economy. Will anybody complain about tariff? We have a very poor economy, poorly managed economy. Our income has been reduced. Inflation is very high. Purchasing power is so reduced that Nigerians are going through hell. Is that what Nigerians are thinking about? They are telling us that we should not run our business because tariff was increased. How is that feasible? How does that concern NLC in the first place? Is that a labor issue? Please, I beg, they should allow us.